Today is Friday. It's been one hell of a week. And I wanted to do a recap as to what I've been talking about all week with you guys. If you will recall, the one and only Stankonian ambassador, James Williams, said that he thought by Friday the debate would be out of the news cycle. Well, looking around, the only thing left from the debate in the news cycle at this point in time is how they cheated. Two things. That Kamala Harris, her sorority sister, her AKA sister, was on the panel asking questions. And the fact that they got cats and dogs getting eaten all over the place by Haitians. That's it. That's it. And now we go into World War III weekend. If you're not paying attention, Vladimir Putin came out and said that if long-range missiles were shot into Russia, he would consider NATO to be brought into the battle. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. When I say wow, I mean, just this week, Donald Trump says, hey, these people over here, Kamala and Joe, remember he did like this? He was like pointing at her. They're going to get us in World War III. What they're doing is dangerous. And out comes the news that the Department of Defense, which is, to be real with you, is running itself at this point in time. If anybody thinks that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are making a decision on a damn thing, you crazy. The Department of Defense has given the Ukraine the green light to launch missiles deeper into Russia. Now, if you've been watching the news, if I'm not mistaken, it was Wednesday night, they were showing footage of a Russian airport that was being bombed. So it already had happened. It was deep into Russia. Like it might have been Moscow. It was some crazy stuff. So it already had happened. You dig? And if you for a second believe, I mean for one moment, for one minuto believe that Joe Biden, who walking around putting a Trump hat on, we're going to talk about that, Kamala Harris, who, I don't know what's wrong with that woman. Something wrong with that woman. That they in control of anything. That the Commissioner 12 is not in control. If you don't know who the Commissioner 12 is, go look up the Commissioner 12. If you think them two clowns is in control of what's going on, then you lost. But what I'm going to tell you something you better understand. Old Putin will light the whole world up. Because Russia has already been invaded. See, Russia remember what it's like for all its people to die. That's why they got underground bunkers where they people can hide. Because their people died before. They done been to war on their own soil. And they said, bro, we not having none of that no more. Never again is all people going through that. And over here in America, we some entitled, whiny. I'm trying to make sure I can say words that YouTube, mother fluffing, dirty sandy beaches. Yeah. YouTube, you can't get me for mother fluffing, dirty sandy beaches. You dig? So, a man say a Norman Oklahomian says, what's up? What's up in Oklahoma? Watch this. So, the problem that we run into is ain't nobody paying attention. Because the media lies so much, you could wake up with bombs flying around and people dying everywhere. Because they lie so much. I did a video that it may have dropped already. I think it's supposed to drop at 12 noon. In that video, I know that video is going to get, they ain't going to let me monetize that video, but I frankly don't care. Because we at a point now to where, all right, let me slow down. Let me put it to you like this. Watch this. In the news over the past couple of days, you've seen CNN putting Haitian Americans on TV saying that they offended by what Donald Trump said about Haitians. Well, you know your people in Haiti eat chickens and dogs and cats and sacrifice animals? You know that. That's why your ass ain't in Haiti no more. Because you know for without a doubt, this is what they do in Haiti. You know y'all done deforested all the land. It's an apocalyptic landscape, trash flowing in the streets, everything. You know these things. You got family in Haiti. But it's something about, thank you, it's the entitlement of being in a nation that's prosperous, and the nation's prosperous because God prospered it. Because this nation has been, so even in its worst state, even when it's under attack by Chinese communists, from a governmental standpoint, sending fentanyl across the border, Chinese military soldiers coming across the border marching like this, hoodoo and voodoo practitioners raising altars all around the nation, inflation going through the roof, an additional United States as a living, breathing entity, the earth, the landmass of the United States, an additional 21 million people, or maybe 100 million people added in that don't belong, that's hiding in the shadows, it's still prosperous. You can still get up and go to get your damn Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? You can still go to the grocery store and get food in the grocery store. But see, it's this entitlement that's going to destroy this nation. It's this weakness, this I worry about my emotions and feelings versus logic, that's going to destroy this nation and destroy the people of this nation. Because we just got it too good. Think about it. Watch this. Tyreek Hill. Is a perfect microcosm of the problem. Watch this. I did a video about Tyreek Hill. All these black people came out. You were Uncle Tom. You this. Hold on, bro. You trying to tell me. Now, watch this, y'all. I'm rich, even though I ain't rich like Tyreek. Watch this logic. I'm rich. Let's say he got a $50 million contract. I'm rich. I'm driving around in my fancy car, tinted windows. Police pull me over. Remember, I'm rich. They beat on my window. Boom, 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 boom. Zzz. What's going on, officer? How you doing? Man, I need your driver's license registration. You were speeding. Sure. Okay, no problem. Here you go. Well, why were you speeding? Why you don't have a seatbelt on? I'm sorry. I'm on my way to a game. Do you mind writing my ticket so I can go? I want to apologize. So you do write my ticket? You rich. Act like you rich. All you got to do is go pay the ticket. All you got to do is have an attorney throw the ticket out. But it's the same entitlement. Screw the fact that man got pulled out of the car and slammed on the ground. Everybody's like, he got his rights violated. No, it's the entitlement that's the problem. Now, take that same situation and put him in Venezuela, put him in Haiti, put him out of the car and shot his ass. But because you're in a nation that has it together, we can get to the point where we got a conversation about, oh, the police mistreated him and this. He'd have been dead. And on top of that, let's talk about more entitlement. And this ain't just targeting black people. This is just entitlement in general. I'm just using him as an example because he's a damn idiot. I mean, he really is a damn idiot. Furthermore, if Black Lives Matter and everybody worried about the police mistreating black people and police killing black people all over the place, when you're in the hands of the beast, you just make it smooth as possible. So you can't have it both ways. You just can't. You can't have it both ways, homie. Either they snatching Negroes out of the car everywhere, beating the hell out of them everywhere, and you need to behave like your life is in danger. And if what you're saying to me is the way Tyreek Hill behaved was like his life was in danger, which was, hey man, why you doing this? That's how you're supposed to behave when somebody who killing everybody and doing every time somebody black get pulled over, they dying? That's how you behave? Nah, bro. Entitlement. The same entitlement that allows people to say, oh, I don't really like Donald Trump because he said, something mean on a tweet. Entitlement. Because things are good. Not because things are bad. Because things are good. You want to know why the hood actually woke up to Donald Trump real quick? This is all facts. Like the real hood, where shit ain't good. You want to know why they woke up? Because they understand what bad look like. And they sitting there saying, oh, yo, my standard of messed up My standard of shit being screwed up just got worse. It was already screwed up for me. Man, how it get worse than how it get third world level screwed up? This isn't saying no. This ain't right. That's why the hood woke up to what was going on. Because they have a concept and an idea of what good and bad is, what poverty is, what lack and delay is. But see, you got a segment of the population that's insulated. And it's that damn segment that's a problem. They're so insulated from the repercussions of anything that they do. But the only reason why they're insulated is because God himself made this place prosperous. And the further reason why they're insulated is because all the young men that went around the world, right or wrong, and bust heads all over the world. Some of them went to Iraq and bust heads for poppy field seeds. Yes, absolutely. Some of them went to Iraq and bust heads so they can get oil. Absolutely. That's warfare. That's how nations do things. Is it a lot of corruption involved? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it still doesn't change the fact of the matter that you got running lights, you got running water, you got everything you need in this nation. If you go to another country, to some of the stuff that you consider and take for granted, they don't have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it 100 real with you. 100%. I don't give a damn about the likes. I probably got more than 109 people trying to get in here. YouTube be playing games. You know what I'm saying? So as we go into this World War III weekend, if you don't know, see, I wanted to do the video on this earlier, but see, YouTube's got this crazy thing where, for example, CNN can show you a news clip of tanks and ships and military soldiers shooting weapons, but you can't take the clip of CNN and then comment on the clip. All this week, there's been a military drill between Russia and China going on, and nobody's talking about it. So these two got together, did the biggest joint military drill they've ever done. While simultaneously, we over here debating whether we're going to vote for a dumb, retarded woman who don't know what race she is, who's a liar, and the guy who we got evidence as to what he's going to do. We done seen what he did. Ain't nothing to talk about. We seen what the economy was like under that man. We seen what crime was like. So I don't even understand how people sitting there saying, I'm not sure. No. You've had ample opportunity to see and make a decision. So what you're telling me is you dumb. I'm sorry. That's all it is. Now watch this. While they over there playing military games, pow, pow, poo, poo, bang, bang, we over here in the midst of this contentious discussion about absolutely nothing. If we had more people with common sense, this would be done. If we had people who just thrashed the media wasn't lying, this would be done. But here's what I want you to understand. If Russia and China both make a move in the same region of the globe, let's say Russia went to, a major move. Let's say Russia went all the way through Ukraine and whacked everything and pushed through. And China pushed into Taiwan. Boy, ain't nothing we could do. You wanna know why? Because y'all voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and they brought out COVID and they purged the military of some of the baddest SOBs you ever would know. I'm talking about some of the baddest. Just left. Bye-bye, gone. They put them in high heels and had them walking up and down the street. So, if there really is kinetic action, ain't nothing we could do. Nah, they can send your son over there to get his head bust, but ain't nothing we can do. Because that's two major militaries. If I'm not mistaken, China got like a milli worth of people in their army. A milli, like Lil Wayne said. A milli. We ain't got no milli. And the reason why, the way we would combat the milli is because we would have, excuse me, that smoke went down the wrong way. We would have the best technology. We have everything, the best of everything we need. Peep game. Some politicians decided they was going to ship all the manufacturing to China, so all our military chips come from China. And if you paid attention to what Don said when he was in office, he was like, hey, who getting us this Chinese steel? This Chinese steel is weak. We're building our equipment with Chinese steel. We need to build it in America. So he says, make America great again. Oh, that's racist. What? I'm going to tell you, I wish some of these office buildings that these people was going in was built with Chinese steel and Chinese drywall. As a person from New Orleans who experienced the influx of Chinese drywall, the molding, and the people getting sick, it's almost like the protection needs to be taken away from people. So I call for Haitians to go into the most liberal areas, the most gay areas, and be dropped off with cats and kittens and dogs already. Them to partner with Peter, take 20,000 of them, drop them off. Then take 20,000 cats and dogs and drop them off so they can figure out what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? Then from now on, we need to take a city. Screw all the ordinances, screw all the everything, the permitting. No, you only required to use Chinese weak steel in the building. You know what I'm saying? And then every person that vote for Kamala and Joe, every liberal person should go and they should live in those apartment buildings with the Chinese drywall and with the Chinese steel, metal studs, and they should all be hanging out with the voodoo practitioners and the voodoo practitioners. And it's the crazy thing. They ain't even got to the real deal of what it is. Everybody's like voodoo. No. You didn't get to the voodoo and the hoodoo, but no, we ain't gonna talk about that. When them damn shadows get to darting around the streets and people like, oh, there was somebody in my bedroom and they cursing people and people dying. Sidebar note, if you're a Christian in Ohio, in Springfield, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to knock on your church door and say, hey, pastor, what we going to do about this? Real talk. Pastor. What we going to do about this, pastor? And I submit to you, the average pastor don't know nothing about no damn spiritual warfare, but you're going to find out. You're going to find out today. You're going to learn today. Because they ain't coming there to do rituals. That in that realm, in the spirit realm, there is no, oh, we all get along. You can listen to that media if you want to. The highest altar wins. And that's how it is. Now, God's altar is always the highest if you service it. But if you're playing fake Christian, oh, yeah, you're going to get your behind whooped. Anyway, sidebar note, off of that. That's what we need to do, man. Because people got it too good. They got it way too good. So they can sit there and be like, oh, what they're saying about the voodoo is fake. Now, you notice, I said in one of my videos, maybe yesterday, I said he highlighted it, and how Donald Trump, really the way you destroy anybody is, you give them what they want. You highlight it. Because most people who want to be successful, most people who want anything, they're not prepared for it. So the way you destroy a topic is you highlight the topic, bring it to people's attention, and then it crumbles as it's exposed. The way you destroy a person is, oh, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that. Okay, here you go. Let me make you popular. Now you're the best. Let's see what happens. They crumble because they can't handle the pressure. So he exposes the topic. And unfortunately, our liberal-minded friends, remember, the majority of them agree with, running around whacking babies. So it's going to take a while for them to come to the understanding. They have to watch video documentaries on hoodoo and voodoo. And then they have to deep dive into Haiti and see them having machete fights, chopping people's arms off. All this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before they come to realize, hold on, I don't want that near me. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a little while for them to come to that understanding. But we don't have a while. That's the problem. We as a nation don't have time for them people to catch up. They're catching up, but we don't have time for them to catch up. And therein lies the problem. If you ain't woke up after seeing what you see now, shit. I don't know what to tell you. I did a video, America loves Trump. Somebody was like, oh, not everybody in America loves Trump. I said, are you American? Well, what does that mean? I got to ask a question now because they're importing illegals from all over the place. Are you actually an American? Anybody and mama can get on YouTube nowadays. The person was offended. But think about it. Are you American? What does it mean to be American? When everybody coming in whenever they want to. What does it mean to be an American? I'm just posing questions to you. I'm not going to propose an answer to you. But if everybody named mama could come across the border, what does it mean for you to be how are you an American when the border wide open? Are you even an American? You know what I'm saying? If the border's wide open and there's no border to the country, is America really still here, or are we a part of what was that crap that George Bush was talking about he wanted, where it was like Canada, America, and South America? What was the name of that? The what was it called? Y'all remember that? When Bush was like, yeah, there'll be no borders, whatever. You dig? Read Deuteronomy 28. You read Deuteronomy 28. You cannot understand the world of G from a Western perspective. And we got the Gnostics in the building. What's up, Gnostic? They know everything. I don't know why this stream always attract Gnostics. I'm trying to figure out what George Bush called it. It was a transcontinental partnership. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. Transcontinental partnership was when it was all the continents that there was no border. Pan-American, highway, constitutional, Christian, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Transcontinental agreement was what they had signed. So we done moved from the point where George Bush, who, by the way, took us in the Iraq war, murdered a whole bunch of people, that led to the Afghanistan war, which we pulled out and left a whole bunch of equipment. When it got to the point now where you have to ask yourself, what does it mean to be an American? If there's no border, anybody named mama could come over, what does it mean to be an American? And that's the next phase we're going through. And people can't get their mind wrapped around the fact that people have imported a bunch of damn rapists, witches, and witch doctors into the nation, and they getting offended by it. You getting offended by the fact that they're important, and you can see the pillaging going on all over the world. I mean, all over America. New Orleans, just here, they got a guy, they called him the Ghost. They couldn't figure out who the hell he is. Done raped the little girl by knife point. Now watch this. YouTube don't want me talking about the R word, but it's the R word, but it's happening. So you don't want me to use the word because it's not advertiser friendly, but at the same time, people doing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said like Obama a world citizen. Yeah. So the point I'm making is everybody in their damn feelings, controlled by a damn media. And what scares me is this, and I'm gonna keep it 100%. This is the only thing that worried me. It don't worry me for me or my family. See all them same people who guns are bad. Oh, we need to ban the guns. We don't need assault rifles. We don't need anything. They're so bad. You've been living in America that's been civil. You've been around people who've been civil. Regardless of how you emotionally respond to incidents, it's been civil. We're moving from a time period where that civility and that chivalry, you brought people in who have no clue what that means. No clue what it means. It does not exist at all in their nations. And again, the women and children are the ones that are most susceptible to those behavior patterns. So you go look at what happened in France and Germany when they brought them people in. They raped the hell out of their women. They murdered their children. They did everything that they wanted to do. And they suppressed the men and say, well, if you do something, we're going to put you in prison. The problem that we have here is the men ain't the same as they are there. There's pockets of men who behave that way. The men here aren't the same. So watch this. The way I see it is, you liberal women, liberal men, you set us up for a conflict that you ain't even going to fight in. You ain't prepared to bust no head to defend your family. So it's like you done open my front gate to let robbers come towards my house. And then you bragging about opening my front gate. Yeah, I opened your gate. You stand at the gate with them. Yeah, come on in, come on in. And they like, man, look over there. James got a mansion. They talking their language. Man, he got a mansion. Look at them Bentleys. Look at this. And you like, yeah, come on. Nobody can keep you out. That's unfair. You don't even realize what you're doing. And they ain't even prepared for what you done did. That's how crazy it is, man. Ain't prepared for what you done did. In any way, shape, or form. And we talking about like, just not prepared, man. So I say 100,000 Haitians to Austin, the liberal capital of Texas, 200,000 Haitians need to go there. Yeah, I ain't dropping downtown. Martha's Vineyard, 200,000 Haitians. Beverly Hills, 200,000 Haitians. Or Venezuelans. Whichever one, pick whatever group you want to pick. El Salvadorians. It don't matter. They need to go there. Because what can't happen is they can't be allowed to just periodically drop them in places that fit the narrative that they wanted to fit. No. Drop them in a place where the liberal people ain't got no choice but to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And my man said 290,000 cats too. Yep, 290,000 cats. I like that number, 290,000 cats. Yeah. It's crazy. All the while, our enemies, who weren't really our enemies prior to this, they was in check over there doing war drills. I mean, over there busting. You need to go look at the footage. I'm talking about real military drills, massive size military drills. And we over here dealing with people doing voodoo and hoodoo and sacrificing cats and dogs and discussing is it good or bad or is it real or not. People cutting off pig heads and leaving them in the park. And people's like, oh, I don't know that's real. The people telling you in the city telling you it's real, you going to believe the people or you going to believe the media? It's kind of like in the world of social media where you got influence. I mean, when you got a direct line to everything going on, I don't even understand how people can observe anything the media has to say. I don't need to hear nothing from none of them. Let me go see what the people say. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Right? It's crazy. And I'm going to go even deeper. I don't like going this deep, but I'm going to go even more deeper. I was sitting there thinking, do I have enough gas? I got this car running with no gas in it. Shit, I'm about to run out of gas playing around. Down 10 miles. I'm sitting there thinking, right? This morning, I'm up early, doing my early morning prayers, 6 o'clock. And I'm just sitting there as I get to prayer and I'm thinking, I'm like, why the divorce rate so high in America? And I'm sitting there I'm just thinking, why the divorce? And I'm thinking back when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? You had single parents back then, but that was an anomaly. We're talking about 80, 85, 80, 84, 85. It was an anomaly. And I'm sitting there saying, yo, why the divorce rate so high? And so I start to, as you get older, you start to look things from a spiritual perspective. And so I'm thinking about, all right, when did pride hit this nation? Because pride is based on Leviathan. Leviathan is the father of the children of pride. But the one thing that Leviathan does is he destroys all covenant relationships. Well, Leviathan also manifests as a woman, but also it's a twisting serpent. But it's the father of pride. It's multifaceted. But nonetheless, the number one thing about that spirit is when it starts to take over a nation, it destroys covenants. And so I'm like, hold on, man. I remember going through the phase where the HIV epidemic started. And there was all these conversations about, it being from monkeys in Africa and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, that was the very moment that plague was the pinpoint moment when it started invading, because now you could see it because it was being highlighted, and it highlighted a lifestyle. And then from that day forward, pew, this went this way and this went this way. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the true nature of the problem is when it comes to what we're facing in the political sphere. It's people who are real prideful. I mean, they really are. No matter what they see, no matter what happens, think about it. That's just microcosm. Think about Tyreek Hill. What does it take for you to get slammed on the ground, embarrassed, and you make $50 million, then go on stage and play victim? And be like, I want that person fired. I want this. Instead of smoothing it over and getting out of the media. Pride. I make money. I make millions of dollars. I don't want to be on TV looking like a damn fool. I don't want none of that. If I wanted an apology from the police officer, yo, let's work this out behind the scenes. Let's meet up. Now, I could have used my presence as pressure. Be like, nah, man, if we don't meet up and talk about this, chief, then I'm going to go out publicly. Blah, 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 blah. But go behind the scenes, meet with the officer. Look, man, I don't appreciate you did this. Well, man, you shouldn't have did this and did the boom, 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 boom. Go about your business. But think about it. When you really look at what goes on all over the place, that's what it is. And it's designed to break the covenant that this nation had with God, or has with God, not had, because when you got a covenant with God, we could break stuff. He don't break nothing. He just do what he do because he God. Everything that you see, the child trafficking, they say 329,000 children missing is way more than that. Everything you see that the Democratic Party, no, I'm not even going to just blame it on the Democratic Party because that's not fair. That what would I call these people within America? Not globally. You could call them globalists. You could call them Democrats, rhinos. These wicked people, everything that they do is to get the nation and the people of the nation to curse themselves. And that's just all it is to it. You go back to all the conversation about unaccompanied minors in the news. It's like all these unaccompanied minors, they got kids in cages. You see the Super Bowl imagery with kids in cages. They show it in front of your face. And everybody's like, oh, we gotta help these kids. Damn it. I just lost some money. Oh, we gotta help these kids. We gotta do what we gotta do for these kids. Never once paying attention, asking yourself, okay, where all these children going? But you came into agreement with it. Curse yourself, because they just being funneled all over the place. Go on. Watch this. Ukraine. Largest sex trafficking nation in the world. Go look up the statistics. More sex trafficking. It's the hub of sex trafficking in the area where it is. And then they tell you they've been victimized, and people go put up flags on their damn house. You're an American citizen, you got a damn flag hanging outside of your door. But it's the largest, it's the headquarters of sex trafficking in Europe, on that hemisphere. And you got your flag on your social media, you got your flag on your house. Curse yourself. It's no different. That's what we'll call them. There are a whole bunch of damn Balaams from the Bible. Remember Balaam Came to Balaam, was like, hey, I need you to curse these Israelites. I need you to curse these people. He go 7 altars, 7 bulls, do what he need to do, bada bing, bada boom, come back. It's like, nah, I can't do it, homie. I can't do it. And the king is like, no, I need you to, no, I can't do it. It's not possible. It ain't possible. I can't do it. But what you can do is, you can get them to curse themselves, send some immorality there. And they'll do it to themselves. And bro, that's all they do, America. Infiltrate your government with Chinese spies. Is all over the news. Chinese spies tell you need to have woke crap going on. Convince you that you need to do this with your children, that with your children. You dig? Nope, we can't pay attention. And the reason why it works, because half of this nation is spiritually bankrupt. I mean, just honestly, that's what it is. Just spiritually bankrupt. As you can tell, it's Friday and I ain't in the mood for playing no games. I'm just telling you like it is. I'm just telling you like it is. And I'm going to tell you, even the pundits on YouTube, and I'm not attacking nobody. I'm not even going to mention no names. Even your kind of conservative pundits on YouTube, they don't even see it. All they see is the news cycle. They see the news cycle. They hit the news cycle. I mean, they're great. But they don't even see what's really going on. There was somebody that I went back and forth with in the comments, and it was like, well, you can't have a political solution to a spiritual problem. And I told them, I agree with you, but you have to identify the spiritual problem, and you have to identify the political solution. If you just say, oh, you can't have a political solution to a spiritual problem, and you can't tell me what the spiritual problem is, you might as well shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. You can identify it's a spiritual problem. What's the problem? And that's what I said. Okay, I agree with you. So what's the problem? Couldn't name it. They gave me like this broad general thing. Well, I mean, we can't fix this broad general thing. We need to know what the problem is. And then I went on to say, nah, you and I can't do nothing, but God can. And I was like, don't sit there and think you know more than him. And that conversation ended. So the point I'm making is, until America truly wakes up, I mean, really wakes up, and the Christian community of America starts being all lovey-dovey, oh, we all gonna go along and get along. No, that ain't what people doing with you. They ain't going along to get along with you. They are enforcing their morals on you and their morality on you. And then when you say something, it's, oh, that's not fair. Man, I don't give a damn how you feel about it. That's what God said. Point blank, period. I'm just saying what God said. You got a problem, take it up with the big guy. I bet you won't. You won't fuck with me, go talk to him. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. But I ain't gonna lie, we need it. We need it. I don't like the fact that it's going down, but we need it. So if they're able to steal this election, which I seriously doubt they will be able to, but if they steal this election, maybe it's going to take for Islamists to burn churches down, for people to wake up and see what's going on, like what happened in Europe, one of the world's oldest churches burning to the ground. People's like, oh, the church burned to the ground. What happened? Oh, really? You trying to figure out what happened? Maybe that's what it takes. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, but maybe that's what it takes. You dig? Maybe that's what we got to go through. Yeah, it's really time that Christian men, and to be clear, Christian men get involved with their local governments. Christian men get involved with their local governments instead of just playing games and just letting people just run through there with no morals. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be it's literally, that's why when I put I was so excited when I saw the video of the draft recall petition in Springfield, because that's what has to happen. Bop, when that happens and they start fighting, then you go to the governor. Bop. And then now all that stuff changes. Now somebody got to get on the phone. Now, man, we ain't taking no more of them here. We not having it. It's got to happen just like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Snap of a finger. You do it, boom, we at your neck like that. You say it, boom, we at your neck like that. That's the only way it goes. You can't leave any space. You can't give them an inch of room. You can't give them nothing. You just can't give them nothing. You can't give them nothing. All right, I got stuff I need to go do. I got up to a late start, so I probably won't. What time is it? I got an hour before it's prayer time. I can get a little something done. You know what I'm saying? A little something can happen for me. Not a lot of something. Yep. Women need the men to protect them now. But think about how foul it is. You had 15 years of the men in America being beat down. Masculinity in America being under assault. The whole time, them people been plotting to bring in third world men from third world countries. When you look at it, that's why men like Andrew Tate, who talked about masculinity, whether you like him or not, whether you believe he was doing some foul stuff or not, that's why they had to lock a man like him up. Because you can't have a generation of masculine men coming up at the same time you're ushering in this agenda. Because that generation of masculine, conservative-minded men are going to say, no, we ain't playing none of this. What's wrong with you, homie? When you really look at it from 100,000 feet in the air, you see the whole battlefield. You see the whole battlefield. Because as they're launching their plans to bring in men from third world countries. Now, remember, they're telling you that majority of the people coming over here are children and military-age men. So as that's coming over, last 3 years, you had Andrew Tate coming up talking about masculinity. When he came out as a kickboxer talking, young men started going to take kickboxing classes, Aikido classes, Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes. They're like, no, we can't have these young men getting no testosterone. No, we can't have a generation of fighters. If we got generations of fighters, and understand the way it works. If your daddy puts into your bloodline combatives and fighting, then that son's going to have that in the bloodline, because the father's going to say, man, I need my son to know how to defend himself. So I was trained on it, so I'm going to teach him. And if your daddy taught you, then you're going to teach your son. Because everything is about the battle for generations. That's what the battle of good and evil is. It's a battle over generational covenants. You're going to have a generational covenant with Satan. You're going to have a generational covenant with Jesus. Point blank, period. The battle is for generations. So when you see it popping off, you're looking at it like, man, it's wild. So you import all these people for them to multiply and have babies and do whatever they want to do, marry into the population and create generations of people who serve other gods. inside of this nation. That's why they got to go. That's why they got to, they got to go back where the hell they came from. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what color their skin is. I don't care what language they speak. They need to go. Because if you don't deal with it, trust me, in 10 years, well, no, give it, matter of fact, when Katrina hit, 2005. So Katrina hit 2005. People evacuated everywhere. By the time those generations of children that were born and raised in the projects of New Orleans, spread all around, and grew up, you had pure-on savages all over the place. In fact, I submit to you, you go everywhere throughout the South, and you go to the major cities, you'll hear the lingo of New Orleans in all major cities now, because all the people were exported out. But you hear the lingo. What's happening, Woden? Wow, what's up? You hear the same slurred speech everywhere. And I'm telling you, there was a special type of savagery that was exported out of New Orleans. Nobody wants, a special type of savage. Unlike any savage there is. When it came to street stuff. Memphis. Go back. 2005. Memphis was popping, but Memphis wasn't like it is now. You don't know why? Because they got the bloodline of savages there now. Miami, Atlanta. People don't understand, man. People don't understand. People don't understand. I'm done. Yeah, mass deportation. And I'm going to tell you, it's got to be done regardless of people's feelings and emotions. People can be like, I don't think it's right. I don't give a damn what you think. You don't think. You don't think past your emotions, so we can worry about you. Because you talking about generational shift in America. That generational shift equates to a cultural shift. And what you're seeing, like, I'm so glad it was like Springfield was highlighted, because what you're seeing in Springfield is not racism. You're seeing a clash of culture. You could have took Venezuelans and dropped them in Springfield. It would have been the same thing. You could have took West Indians and dropped them. Same thing. They just chose Haitians to drop there so they could say that the white people in Springfield is racist. Because they figure, okay, we play the race card, make them people be quiet. But you play the race card too much. And they forgot they got some black people in Springfield. So black people and white people in Springfield said, no, this ain't cool at all. Nah, homie, no. You dig? Nah. This ain't cool. This ain't cool. Our enemies are what brought us to this point. Honestly, brother. My brother says delusional and arrogance is what brought us to this point. The enemies of America who brought us to this point. I mean, it really is. Because we allowed them to infiltrate our government and institute policies that changed generations of people. This ain't something that just started. So when the communists came into America and they started infiltrating our government and they started doing these little bitty small things, that you plant the seed in a generation of children. And like, for example, the generation that we have right now, why they all look the same? Why they all got bull rings in their noses? Why all the girls got purple and green hair? Why they all talk the same? Why they all got the same lingo? It's because that was instilled in them as a kid. And then now you're watching them do it inside of schools to children, and instilling something else in the children. I'm not going to say what, but you know what I'm talking about. And then people are saying, oh, that's wrong. No. That generation of children that they're manipulating right now, at some point in time, they could be 20, 25 years old. Just jump out into the future and see what the future looks like when everybody believes they are whatever they want to be. Everybody believes they're whatever their sexual gender, whatever they identify as. It's not hard to see if you just, okay, we're looking at what they're doing now. Let's take that same person and make them adult. And what type of children, what type of men and women do you have then? What you're seeing now, you got to go back 20 years to see what the programming was. It's no different than your iPhone or your. My partner used to tell me this. It's genius, business partner. Dude's a genius. I mean, we'd be sitting there smoking cigars, and he was like, they upgrading people like an iPhone right now, Jake. He's like, they giving them new programming. And he would make his predictions on what to buy and what to sell based on the programming. Bro, we need to invest in this. I'm like, man, what you talking about? No, this is the program. And then he'll show me. I'm like, that's crazy. He's like, so 20 years from now, this is what they're going to want. Because this is what they programmed into them. And the dude's right. 100% right. So my greatest investments was based on him looking at the human programming that was going on. Nowadays, we got Urinal Havari coming out and said, we've got to the point where humans are hackable creatures. Humans are hackable. The more data you have on the human, they can be hacked. They're hackable. But they was doing it 20 years ago. He just so bold with it now because he know they done hacked 2-3 generations or sub-generations that he like, ain't nothing you could do now. You dig? All I'm saying, homie. But I think we're going to get a reprieve. We're going to get another shot. That's truly what I think. People say, I don't think there's going to be an election. Too many people up in arms. You can't not have an election. You haven't played all their hands. The only way that we can not have that election is if they take us to World War III. They take us to World War III, man, it don't none of it matter anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like that's what they're trying to do by talking about they're going to bomb inside of Russia. So you bomb inside of Russia, you leave that man no choice but to bust a move. You know what I'm saying? You dig? And I think they know enough about that man to know that he ain't playing them kind of games with them. All right, I'm going to make me some moolah. I need to go check my trades, man. I think I just got stumped out on one. I'm going to holler back at y'all.